Hello, it's Dante Renee from the 10 Room Bizarro YouTube page where we're looking at rare movies that are not talked about enough. And today's is none other than a film that has not been released on DVD yet, only VHS. And this is a film from 1986 called Cards of Death. This is the big box version that was released in 2014 by Bleeding Skull Video, which put out an amazing book on these rare 80s VHS kind of trash titles, they would call them. And you can buy this on the Mondo Video site, which now has, I believe, Death Waltz soundtrack albums and also always Mondo posters and everything else. But they also put out a line, excuse me, they also put out a line of VHS of movies that are extremely rare that have not been put out on VHS or in any format that's accessible to the general population for many, many years. And Cards of Death is one of those films. The apocalypse has a name, and it's Cards of Death. This is an experience that you long for from the sleepover days of the 1980s. This is sleaze. This is 80s. This is neon punk underground shot on video purity. Cards of Death. This film is a very unique shot on video title. Sometimes shot on video titles can seem long-winded. There's slow parts of dialogue and things of that nature. Not this one. This one is like 90 minutes of pure something always wild to look at. Wow, where do I even begin with this? First off, the title song is freaking awesome. Electronic synth 80s awesome music right here, folks. We also have some of the most blown out VHS neon coloring I've ever seen in a film before, probably since the movie Liquid Sky. And that also includes the new wave retro punk underground 80s makeup of many of the characters as well. I mean, we're talking about, this isn't just an underground shot on video title, which most shot on video titles are. This movie takes place underground in a lot of respects as well. It has a lot of creepy atmosphere, a lot of creepy visuals, but then you also couple that with a lot of sleazy atmosphere, a lot of sleazy visuals, some weird black shot on video humor at times, gore, violence, S&M type stuff, sadistic type stuff, and even a thong dance sequence in neon lighting. I mean, the neon lighting in here seemed extremely deliberate and extremely deliberate in its execution. It wasn't just like, neon lighting that was just kind of thrown around the scene. It really works. You can tell by the angles, by the beams and where they're going, and the way the VHS tape blows it out and kind of saturates the screen and kind of just like, it just looks like VHS with that neon lighting. That's the best way I can describe it. This film, you got cop drama, you got sleazy underbelly, underground type film, and you also have horrific, like evil, cultish, underground gambling ring type stuff going on here. It's way ahead of its time too. Also, like with the modern film franchise Saw. I mean, it really kind of deals with playing a game and getting yourself out of that game and killing other people in the process and things like that. It's pretty freaking crazy. I was talking to a friend while I was watching the film, and I said, wow, this is the definition of sleaze right here, of the beautiful 80s sleaze. And Cards of Death is definitely one of those films. We got amazing acting, especially from the lead guy who's actually on the cover. That's him. That's an actual scene from the film. That guy, they casted him so incredibly perfectly. I mean, he was unreal, man. Unreal. And what an amazing job of acting and playing his character. We got some very evil, warped, twisted, demented, disturbing individuals in this film. And a lot of underground shot on video goodness. This is one of the best shot on video titles, I would say, for the general crowd, maybe some people who aren't into shot on video that much for various reasons. This one right here will kind of blow your mind artistically. And also, if you like violence and sleaze and just a kind of a punk aesthetic with a grimy aesthetic as well. This is just a really wild film that has a very unique story. How rare is that to get all that with a really unique story? Also, you get a very unique story with this film. That you know, you kind of have some tension as to what the lead character is going to do and if he's going to get found out and blah blah blah. It's that kind of thing where the audience knows something but the people in the movie don't, and you're like, whoa, crap, I hope. So you're really kind of invested in, you know, the good people in the film, and invested in the bad people and just how wild they are. There's a ton of nudity in this film, and it's mostly topless nudity, but there's a lot of thongs. I don't remember like any pubic hair or anything like that, but there's a ton of nudity in this film with topless nudity, and there's a lot of like sleazy nudity, meaning like, you know, a knife on a breast and she's moaning because she likes it, and there's blood dripping from her nipple, like stuff like that. It's like very sleazy. It's dark yet neon, and it's played very seriously. There's a little bit of black humor that you know, thrown around, but it's played very seriously. There's really good special effects for being so low budget, and really creepy masks in this film. There's a lot of characters wearing masks, and it's pretty freaking creepy, and a really funny grandma prostitute in this film as well. Anyway, folks, you pick this up from Mondo Video sites. The only place you can get it is this Cards of Death. I know it's a limited release. They should still be up on the site. 1986, baby. Oh, Bleeding Skull video. Make sure check out Bleeding Skull's videos book also, that has just talks about all these awesome 80s trash underground shot on video type titles, and they're gonna keep releasing VHS tapes, and I'm gonna review as many as I can that they've released so far on this site. So this is Cards of Death. If you like what you hear here, this is the movie for you. Oh yeah, there's also swastikas in this film. If you pick this up, you get this box. The tape's inside. It's like a black VHS tape. It looks really freaking cool. And they even give you a little zine. Since there aren't really special features, there are trailers at the end of this, at the end of the movie. But they give you a little like paper zine that gives you some facts about the film. And they've been doing that, I believe, with all their VHS releases from Mondo Video. So this is Cards of Death. Freaking loved it. If you like what you heard, this is some of the best shot on video around. Sleazy, dark, 80s sleepover, 2 o'clock in the morning, buttery bowl of popcorn, soda, beer mix. Parents are asleep, and you're hoping that they do not walk in certain scenes of this film. This is the 10 Room Bizarro YouTube page. Make sure you check out my own movies at youtube.com/poopy diarrhea. Good night.